On 12th of July 2025, I was invited to the annual MooFest to talk about financial independence, and that's what I'm good in sharing about. So for those of you who attended the event, thank you very much. But for those of you who just want to see a recording of whatever I said during that session, I have already clipped out a version. Remember to sign up for a Moomoo SG Universal account if you haven't, and apply my promo code right here so that you can get the welcome gifts, and let's get it on the video.
So, maybe to kick off today's panel, we have Chris. He recently actually spoke at one of the podcasts to talk about fire as well as how can you achieve ikigai. Yeah, maybe you can start to talk about what is financial independence in your view, Chris.
All right, so this is Chris speaking. And when we talk about financial independence, we usually look at the money aspect, right? Like how much money we have and how our passive income is going to cover our expenses. But really, to me, financial independence is about the option and the freedom to walk away, to say no. Why? Because a lot of miserable people are in their miserable jobs and they want to walk away, but they can't. Or if you're a self employed freelancer, there's a very nasty client, you want to walk away but you can't because you do not have that independence and that FI to walk away. So building the FI is very important. It's not because you want to get rich, you want to be the wealthiest person, you want to have the highest income. It's really about having the 底气, yeah. In Chinese say 底气. English translated to maybe like confidence, the base confidence to walk away and say no. And I think that is being increasingly important as we see this year that there are so many jobs being laid off, right? We really want to have that 底气. So that is really FI to me, to have that confidence to walk away and have the option to say no.
What do you think, Chris? Is there a number that you're looking at when we look at retiring?
Okay, so similar to Don, everyone's number is really different, right? Which number is really accurate? Nobody can really answer you. I could tell you that 1 million US dollars by 35, that is the goal. But to some people in disadvantaged situations, it may seem like just a pipe dream to them. So I think it's very important that while you have a number, it's just a goal to work towards to. It is not a destination because life does not end after you hit your FI. So what are you going to do about it? Okay, does it mean that once you hit this FI number, are you going to walk away from a job that you don't like? Are you finally going to start that side hustle that you have always been dreaming on? And are you going to finally travel to a place where you have to take so many days of leave and previously you couldn't do that because you do not have annual leave enough for your vacation? So I think it's really very important to at least anchor yourself to a number, keep yourself accountable, okay? Be it like 1 million or half a million, okay? The number doesn't matter. What is most important is that you have a clear goal and you announce this goal to your friends and family or even social media. So you will keep yourself accountable because you have set the goal. And if you feel that goal, it's on you. It's not on anybody. Please don't blame anyone else. All right. So that is what I really feel that instead of just looking at the magic number, know what is the number for and why is that number important to you.
So during our panel briefing, Chris was sharing with us, focus on not just managing your own money, but also find what do you want in life. So Chris, you want to share a bit more about this?
What do you want in life? Some people just want to enjoy life, right? Like
All of us want to do that.
everyone wants to enjoy life, but the truth is very few people are really happy with their life, so to speak, right? So you want to craft a life that you can really enjoy. I think it's not about not working, right? It's about finding work where you find purpose. Okay, like just my YouTube channel alone. I started this YouTube channel as a side hustle back then in 2021. I was still in my corporate job. Why I started it was because during COVID, we have no ways to express ourselves. Like my presentation skills without speaking to other people were just very cui, very cui. Yeah, so I have to go to YouTube and talk to myself in front of the camera to improve my speaking skills and presentation skill. Yeah, so back then it was really like just trying to explore what topics catches on with the audience, and just naturally personal finance became part of it. And the side hustle to everyone may be very different. Some of it may be related to your job. Some of it may not even be totally related to your job. Like you just, because of the similar skills, right? You don't want to touch it after work. Okay. For example, you are a graphic designer by day Then at night, you help people design websites. Some of you may not like that. So it's very important to discover maybe there is something that complements it. Okay. For example, if you are working in an advertising industry or media industry, then is it okay if you start creating content around helping people, teaching people, educating people, like how to build their own skills and social media profile? Yeah, all this is really back then the ideas are very limited, but now with AI and tech, there are more things to play with lah. So it's very important to discover what can really help you build something outside of the job. Okay, because I'm sure you all know by now that if you just depend on your single day corporate job, it's gonna be very dangerous. It's not that we are advocating this hustle culture and whatnot, but really, if you don't discover something else outside work, then life will be very difficult for you lah, or in upcoming years with all that stuff. Yeah, so very importantly, discover what is your passion, your interest, your skills outside of work. All right, so that's the takeaway that I want everyone to have.
I think the audience today really wants to take control. And we have a question here asking, maybe Chris, you can take this question. What basic skill sets do I need to learn to pick good investments that will grow over time, like one Don has mentioned, having this compounding effect?
The most basic skill set, not what other mentioned, is the tahanability. Okay, quote from Mr. Lu, right? Okay, tahanability means what? Tahan means to endure, right? Because if you think about it, if you keep chasing high returns, you can enjoy the highs. But what happens during a market crash like 2020, 2022, or even this year, the start of the year to date? If we look at April, Liberation Day, or Trump tariff and all its fiasco stuff, you realize that many people cannot hold on to their positions. Why? Because they think that they can time the market, right? They think that by exiting at a certain time, they are sure to buy back. And because some of them cannot just keep looking at red color losses on their portfolio, they just exit to really take themselves away from the stress. So the real skill is to be tolerant, the tolerance ability, and be able to stomach all these unrealized losses. Because over time you realize that there are some investing skill sets that you really do you can employ, and some of it that does not fit you. For example, okay, some of you are very interested in options trading, right? You have seen all these options traders make like super good money. They're selling cash secure puts, selling covered calls, and whatever bull put spreads, bear put spreads that they have. And it's very enticing, right, to see that they can earn a few $1,000s in just a few clicks. But if you take it on and realize that it's not for you and it's not aligned with what values that you have and whatever strategies that you have, you're not going to execute in the same level. And take, for example, some people may enjoy ETF investing. Some of you enjoy picking your own stocks. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer on which stocks or which strategy is better. Only one that keeps you um, investing in the market. Why I say that is because I've been through a lot of trading investing strategies and I found what was suitable for me. And the best one is the one that you do not sell your positions away in fear. And this is why I practice ETF index funds investing, because I know even in very red days, I can still hold on, I can still tahan, I can still tolerate the pain, because in the long term, this is going to trend up. If I want to pick individual stocks, then I better have super high conviction that even though the stock is going to fall 50%, I can still hold on to it. But am I confident myself in doing it? Maybe, maybe not. That answer depends on how good your conviction is, right? So to me, the basic skill set is really to have the tolerance, to have the tahanability. Okay, please keep invested. And if you really don't have the conviction to hold on, maybe you need to discover other methods that can keep you invested for the long term.
So maybe as we wrap up, maybe let's all the panelists actually, if you can go back in time, give your younger self a piece of advice about money or financial independence, what would it be? One sentence. Let's start from Chris.
Focus on your active income first before your passive income. Because I know that a lot of you are very interested in passive income and all, but it only becomes substantial after you have built that capital from your active income. All right. So some people treat investing like their active income, but it should be the other way around, right? Your active income is the one that's going to be your capital. That capital in terms build your passive income. Don't get the order wrong, okay? Don't make your day job the passive income and then you're investing the active income. Get the priorities right first. So now, what do you think about my sharing on FIRE? Is that applicable to you? And if you really relate to this sharing and you want me to do more talks and more sharing about this FIRE journey, go and comment FIRE plus one, all right? FIRE plus one. And the last time I talked about FIRE is a really long time where I shared about my 1M journey update, and you can refer to that video right here.